Hi, everybody. I'm back. I haven't been on for a while. Life has been happening and it kind of gets in the way sometimes. But now that I am back today, I'm going to make a dish that I need to get rid of this smoked sausage that I have in my refrigerator. And I know I always keep saying that. It sounds like I wait till everything's ready to go bad before I cook it, but that's life. This one is a Cajun style sausage. This is an actual beef smoked sausage. We're going to try to mix those. I don't know what they're going to taste like mixed, but we're going to find out. I also have 3 large baking potatoes that I had in the refrigerator, and I've cubed them up, cut them. It doesn't matter how you slice these, but you want to try to slice whatever size you choose. Try to make them all the same in your batch. If you want them small, try to make all yours small. If you want them sliced, make them all sliced. Try to keep them the same size so they get done at the same time once they're in the pan. The other thing that we have here is I have a large green jalapeno pepper right here and a large green bell pepper here. Well, actually, this is like a medium-sized bell pepper. And this is a medium white onion chopped up. Now, I didn't chop it up real small. I left it kind of big. Of course, that'll all come apart in the pan, but it's still pretty good slices of white onion. We're also going to use this Philadelphia cream cheese. I plan to put half of this container into the dish. And then we're going to add pepper jack cheese, or not pepper jack cheese, I'm sorry, Colby Jack cheese to it. But let's see. I'm not going to say definite that how much of this we're going to use until we get started cooking the dish. So now I'm going to chop up this smoked sausage because smoked sausage has a lot of fat in it, so it gives off grease. And I'm going to see if after chopping it up and getting it started on this little stovetop and in this little skillet, if I can get away with just using the grease that's already in the smoked sausage. This convenient one dish, get it all in one skillet, cook it all up. It takes probably 30 minutes or so to get the whole thing put together, and you got a nice, hopefully delicious dinner. So I'm gonna put you all on pause while I get this smoked sausage chopped up, and we'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. I went ahead and mixed up the vegetables and the potatoes. I'm going to do this a little different from what I said in the beginning. I told you before, I saved my bacon grease, and I thought it would be good to add just a little bit of flavor to this vegetable. So I put like 2 teaspoons of the bacon grease in the pan and kind of just let this absorb it, heat it up just enough to let it start absorbing it. And then I'm going to put some salt and pepper and some garlic in here, which I'm going to do right now. I'm actually going to use garlic powder. So here's a little pepper. We're not going too heavy because this meat is already seasoned with Cajun seasoning. Okay, here's a little salt. We're just going to throw that salt. Let me put you down here so you can see the pan. A little salt. Not too much because I'm sure that the smoked sausage is caked in salt. Okay, we're going to do a little onion powder. And I'm going to say this onion powder, I'm just sprinkling it on there, but it's probably going to be about a teaspoon. And the same with the garlic powder. You can do this to your own taste. Everybody likes it a little different, but so there's that. Now we're going to stir this mixture up again, because as I chopped up the meat, I realized I may have a little bit of a problem as far as space is concerned. So that's what I'm working out now. I'm trying to get a lot of the stirring done here. The basic stirring. You still are going to have to stir. All right, now I chopped up both of those packages of meat. So it's 2 pounds of meat that I have here. And we're just going to pour that on top of it. And we're going to hope that it doesn't get too greasy. There we go. Now I'm going to put a lid on this and let it simmer for just a few minutes. Let me put this over here in the sink. What did I do with the lid? What did I do with the lid? There it is, right in front of my face. That's life. Okay, let's spread this around. Now we have our onions, potatoes, green peppers, jalapeno peppers, and now we have our smoked sausage in there. So we're going to put this on 400 degrees and we're going to let it simmer. And we're going to have to stir it every once in a while, probably every 4 or 5 minutes. I wouldn't let it go too long because I'm pretty sure that the vegetables and that on the bottom will stick. And since we put the meat all on the top, we need to get some of that down at the bottom. But the meat will brown faster than the potatoes will fry. So you want to keep it on the top for a minute. Also, that's going to let all that flavor from that sausage just soak right down into our dish. Okay, I'll put you on hold and I'll be right back as soon as I mix up the sauce. Okay, we're back. And so now we're going to try to stir this. Like I said, we got a full skillet here. So let's see if I can do this magic trick without throwing everything everywhere. So I've been listening to the YouTube channel here, and the YouTubers are going crazy, and all they're talking about, they got two things that they're talking about today. I do not watch news on local channels, nor do I watch CNN or MSNBC. Sorry for those of you who do. Don't mean to offend you, but those channels are terrible. They're nothing but propaganda, in my opinion. That is my opinion. But so I've been listening to all this stuff about the protesting in LA and Elon and Trump arguing back and forth. It's hard to believe we're in the situation we're in our country these days. I don't understand it. We are so blessed to have a country where we can be free to say and do things within reason, and yet have so much turmoil going on. I don't understand why people don't want to hold on to this great and wonderful country. I am a patriot fully and completely. America is my homeland. Yep, I have family. All of my ancestors came from other places. I'm not Native American. I have my shit checked, whatever you call it, my stuff checked. And I have no Native American that shows up in it. Although I've always been told that I had Native American in me in our ancestry, but who knows? Anyway, so my ancestors were all migrants who came here and settled. However, they did come here legally, not illegally. So I don't know which way to go. I don't know which way we should go, but I just wish we could all get along and say, hey, we're going to make rules. We're going to stick to rules. And we're all Americans here, and all Americans are going to stand up for other Americans. And if you're an American citizen from another country, that makes you an American. My thought is, if I go to a different country and I pledge allegiance to that country and become a citizen from that country, then by golly, I should respect that country's beliefs and their rules and regulations. I shouldn't try to bring my own. If I wanted to have my own, I should have stayed where I was. So anyway, that's enough of that. But I've been listening to this junk all day, and it's very annoying. Very annoying. I'd like to take some people and just say, hey, wake up, guys. How old are you? All right, so that stirred up pretty good. But how many pieces did we actually knock out on? I don't think we lost one piece. Good. Let's put the lid back on. Let them potatoes soften up. It's going to take probably another 5 minutes before we stir it again, so I'm going to put you all on pause. Okay, so as you can see, I've taken the lid off of this. I added a half teaspoon of crushed pepper to it to give it a little more flavor because I tasted it and said, I want some more flavor. And then I took the lid off, and I'm going to let it simmer for a few minutes because I don't know if you can see, there's pretty much moisture in the bottom. I don't want it to be dry, but I do want them potatoes to get a brown, crispy edge to them, the same as the meat. So we're going to leave the lid off for a second because, you know, putting a lid on it keeps it moist. And then I've decided we'll start with a half of, this is an 8-ounce container of this Philadelphia cream cheese. So I'm going to start with 4 ounces, and I'm going to add to that, I have Colby Jack cheese right here, shredded already, and I'm going to open this up and add 8 ounces of this, and then we'll let it simmer. But I want to get those potatoes nice and soft before we do that, and I want a little bit of brown on them. It smells delicious. I think we're going to come up with something really good. I think mixing the 2 smoked sausages was not a bad idea. I was worried that the 2 might not go together since one of them just said smoked sausage Cajun style and the other one said beef. I was worried we were going to have, and then I used bacon grease too to saute those veggies in. So I was afraid we were going to get, but it smells real flavorful. I've actually tasted one of the green peppers. They're really good. They're not quite as tender as I want them, but they're getting there. So I just wanted to bring you up to date on what I'm doing here. I'm going to let this simmer down for just a few minutes, and then we'll start mixing up, like I said, the cheese, the Philadelphia cream cheese, and the Colby Jack cheese. And that's just going to sit on top there and melt. And basically, you're going to have a meal. And hopefully, it's going to be a delicious meal. So, I'll put you back on pause. Okay, I'm back, and I just want to let you know that I just stirred this dish up again. And I tried to taste it. It's delicious. But the potatoes are still not soft enough. I have one laid out here, and you can kind of see that it's still got a little bit to go. And that's good. Also, I think you can see that now most of the juice is cooked out of it, and I don't want it to burn. I just want it to brown. So I'm going to go back to putting the lid on it. We'll let that cook for another 5 minutes or so, and then we'll come back and see what we got. Hopefully, potatoes will get done and everything will soften up. I don't really want the potatoes to be smashed like mashed potatoes, so I don't want them quite that soft. But they need to be a little softer than what they are. The meat's coming along great. Of course, you know this is fully cooked anyway before you ever start. So all you're really doing is warming this up, but you got to get the flavors soaked throughout the rest of the dish. So you do it a little bit more than warm it up. You actually want to cook it in the dish itself. So I think we're going to turn out something really good here. We'll put that cheese and that Philadelphia cream cheese in there in a little bit and see what we got. I'm going to put you back on pause and put the lid back on this pot. Okay, I'm back. And now I think this is done. We're going to take the lid off of it. And we're going to add the cream cheese, which I said we would use about 4 ounces, which is half of this container. We got to turn this down. It's up on 400 still, so we're going to turn it down to 350. I'm going to turn it down to 325. Oh, it went to 320. Love these little countertop cooktops. Boy, do they save you from making a big mess on your big stove. You know what? We may need to add the entire 8 ounces, so I think that's what we're going to do. Because I want this to be creamy and cheesy. It's already spicy. I just tasted it, and boy, that jalapeno pepper I put in there warmed it up, and then that half a teaspoon of crushed peppers. Woohoo! That will light your fire. I'm not big on lighting my fire, but my husband loves spicy food, so we'll go with that. All right, let's mix this all up and just see what we got. If you like Philadelphia cream cheese, and if you like spicy hot and Colby Jack cheese, I think this is going to be something you're going to like and easy to cook. Now those potatoes, the texture of them is just kind of like a boiled. Remember, if you looked at my potato salad video, it's kind of like a potato salad texture. You don't want it to be mushy and smushy, but you want it to be soft, juicy, with a little bit of firmness to it. And that's pretty much where we're at with these guys. All right, let's put some regular cheese. Let's do this Colby Jack. Now, with all this cheese, we just might have to add a little salt to it, but I doubt it. We're going to see. This is a 16-ounce bag of the Kraft's Colby Jack cheese, finely shredded. We just put that cheese right on top there. We're going to put half the bag on it. And I'm going to save some because my husband loves cheese. So I'm going to save some for when he heats his plate up, because he's working right now and won't be home until later tonight. He'll be able to put some more cheese on top of his. He always adds cheese to whatever I cook because he likes cheese a whole lot more than I do. And we're just going to let that sit there for a second and just kind of melt down into our dish. But I am going to keep kind of stirring the bottom of it because I don't want it to get overcooked on the bottom. I hope y'all can see this. I can't see the camera because I got it facing down now. One of these days I'll figure out how to do it with two cameras, one on the food and one on me. But so far, I've only done, this is like video number 6. So I'm not there yet, but I'll get there. I'll get there. Where there's a will, there's a way, and that is true yesterday, tomorrow, and today. Oh, that's looking mighty, mighty good. I can smell the spices in it. Woo! This is kind of like trying to make an omelet. You don't want it to stick, but you want that cheese nice and melted. Yipper. And I want that Philadelphia mixed in with the Colby Jack as well. Alrighty. It's almost done, so I'm going to go ahead and turn this a little bit to get the Colby Jack and the Philadelphia all mixed in with all the rest of it. I don't know how healthy this dish would be. I would say that the smoked sausage would give you a lot of protein, although I know the potatoes give you a lot of starch, carbs. I love potatoes. I love pasta. The cheese, I don't think that's too bad for you, but we're not cooking this for health right now. We're cooking it for convenience and flavor. Flavor, flavor, flavor. Okay, let's see what it looks like when it comes out and goes onto a plate. Now, I would say this would be great with a nice tossed salad, which I'm probably going to make for myself later. It looks good. It smells good. This is cheesy, cheesy. Look at the cheese hanging off of there. A three-way without the chili and the spaghetti. Alrighty. Put this back together. Okie dokie. Let's see what we got. Let's see if it's something we like or something we don't like. Very good. Wow, it is cheesy. It's also meaty. And then you've got your potatoes. Can't really taste the onions, but you can taste the potatoes, green peppers, and the jalapeno peppers. Woo! But it's very cheesy. I'm very glad I decided to put the camera on and put this little dish together. It tastes great. All right, y'all have a good day. See you next time.